Today on CarTraction I've got a very exciting video planned. Now, as you've seen in the title, it focuses around a slice of Italian exotica in the form of a Lamborghini Miura, and I absolutely cannot wait to get over to this car, so I won't spend too long on the intro, don't worry. But if you have a cool car and you'd love me to pop over and do a video about it, hit me up. My email is cartraction@oldclassiccar.co.uk. But let's stop yapping, let's get over to the most unreal car I've ever featured on my channel, the 1970 Lamborghini Miura. Right everyone, well here is the star of today's video, the magnificent Miura. Now the owner Roger has very kindly agreed to take me out in this absolutely wicked car, but before we get into any of the bespoke history of this exact car in front of us, first of all, what exactly are we looking at here?
You're looking at a 1970 Lamborghini Miura P400S.
Right. So the first Miura was the non-S Miura.
Correct.
Then it was the S, then there was the SV. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. But the S, some people tend to prefer the S because you got these gorgeous eyelashes here. So I believe on the SV they lost that.
They took them off because they're very expensive to manufacture.
Oh really?
And so they decided on the SV not to have them.
Oh right. No, I think these eyelashes just look absolutely stunning. So this car was from 1970. Do you know any of its history? I'm assuming it's a UK market car, being right-hand drive.
Australian market car.
Oh right.
So it was delivered new to Australia in 1970. It was then owned by about 3 different people in Australia, 2 of them being restorers. The second owner, this is the original colour, which is white with red leather, but he decided to change the colour from yellow to black. So the car was colour changed and the interior was changed. The third owner, he wanted it back to original, so it wasn't in great shape. It was restored and it was changed back from yellow to white with red. And then I bought it off that owner through a dealer in the UK.
Wow. One interesting thing, actually, completely random that I noticed, is that these wheels are manufactured by Campagnolo.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, being an old bike guy, some of my push bikes have Campagnolo gears, so that was quite amusing to see, actually. So I think they're roughly 7J, I think, if I remember my research. I'll just come around to, so obviously the engine is underneath this clamshell. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but initially I think the designers wanted a glass surface over that, didn't they? But then I think it fogged up or something.
Yeah, probably true. Probably true.
And then they've got this wonderful slat design, and then I guess other manufacturers sort of copied that design, the slats, with like Maserati Merak and stuff, I don't know.
Well, the Lamborghini Urraco took its styling detail from this because it has the same slatted engine cover.
Okay. And then this car, of course, culminates in the iconic Miura S badge. That lovely little lip at the back. It's just stunning. And one other interesting thing is, I didn't realise it because it's not something you immediately think of, but how the exhaust tips move with the clamshell.
Well, you'll notice the exhaust tips are not on this car because one got damaged and they're needing to be remade. So I'm having them remade at the moment.
Oh right.
But they clip to the boot lid, and then as you lift the boot lid up, they tilt down, but the exhaust stays out straight.
So there's like a gap in the exhaust.
There's a gap between the exhaust and the exhaust ends.
So how long ago roughly was this car restored to this, what we're seeing here?
Oh, 20 years ago.
Okay. So you could say it's an older restoration, but it looks absolutely fresh. Wow. Do you think we could have a little look at the engine?
Of course.
Underneath the clam. So the release is behind the sort of next to the driver's seat.
Lift that up.
Lovely plated lever. And then this is the moment where everyone says they get anxious that they're about to clout the exhaust tips at the back of the car on the ground, but no. So it's a 3.9, I think,
Yep.
V12, and radical design really, because of course transverse. I think they apparently got that from the Austin Mini.
They did.
Wow, so this one's producing roughly 370 brake horsepower, I think, the S.
Yeah.
And it's just, because it's transverse, it's so close to the passenger's compartment, and it really is.
That's why it's so noisy when you're driving it.
I'm guessing the gearbox is tucked away somewhere, is
Yeah.
it just behind?
Yeah.
Wow. And you were saying, what was it, 3 days to change the spark plugs?
Yeah, only because I'm not very good at it.
So,
But once you get the knack, I'm sure I can reduce that 3 days down to at least a day.
so they're sort of somewhere
Well, you can
behind
see
there
the
on
one
that
here.
bank.
On this one, you have to take
okay.
these off and then get to those. So that's easy to get to. But when you start getting into those in there, and certainly the ones around the back, that's really difficult.
You got those iconic air filters. Then underneath, it's the trumpets for the intake, obviously carburetor. Is it Weber's?
Yeah.
The carburetors on this, right? Yeah. Got these super wide wheels and tyres.
So with my spark plugs, I was quite lucky because I do a lot of work. I get a lot of work done by Colin Clark Engineering, and they sent me a spark plug spanner that has been machined down to actually get in.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's small
Yeah.
enough, because if you have a normal one, you cannot get in because the catch is on the casing. So they sent me a one, so it makes
Custom
it a lot
tool.
easier. Custom
Yeah.
tool, yeah.
Look at the other side of this magnificent engine. You can really see when you know the clamshell is up, the sort of tubular structure, just how light. Is it about 1,300 kilograms? I think it's a light car. Yeah, that is very, very tasty. Bertoni design, the Bertoni badge on the side. And the door handle here, it's sort of disguised almost as one of the air intake sort of flaps. I'm guessing that's to stop sort of big bits going into your engine, those flaps. I also heard if I just open the door, when these are out and the windows are down, it's meant to sort of show...
Look like a bull.
Don't want that blown shut, do we? But it's meant to look like the bull horns, isn't it? Yeah. Well, that one seems to be staying open better than mine, so... Yeah, because you can imagine they're like that on either side. And that was an intentional design feature.
Well, yeah.
Wow. You can look at this beautiful interior. Now I'm going to ask this because it's probably the only chance I'll ever get in my life. Can I have a sit in it?
Of course.
Thank you very much. I'll just take off my larger camera and chuck that on the floor. Wow. Yeah, the immediate thing I noticed, these tilted dials directed right towards the driver. The wonderful Lamborghini insignia on the centre. Interesting, your legs are really quite sort of far up. It's very sort of, yeah, quite close pedals. I'm guessing the seats aren't adjustable.
Limited adjustment.
Yeah, I guess a little bit, yeah. Wow, so I'm guessing this interior has all been retrimmed and
Yeah.
everything, yeah. But to original spec. So you've got the gated 5-speed manual in a usual format, and then that'll be the little lockout thing on 6th, aka reverse. Guess you need a basic knowledge of Italian to understand these dials. It's just a wicked interior, and just behind us you can see the closest bank of carburetors. Oh yeah, thank you so much for letting me have a sit in this. It really is just gorgeous. They're all Jaeger dials. So you've got the speedometer going to 200, and then the revs, iconic without the red line, going to about 10. And then this is your start key, actually, an interesting placement there. Is that the headlights?
Headlamps.
Yes, so the headlights sort of go like that, which is really interesting. I guess it's quite early for a pop-up headlight car as well. But floor hinge pedals, you can just see down there, and the footrest just over there as well. So all the creature comforts. No, I believe this isn't a horn, actually. This centrepiece is on the side,
Yep.
like lots of other cars. Yeah, wow. And Bertoni, just in case you forgot, on the side there. Wow, what a wicked interior. There you go, the clamshell up on the Miura once again, super close to the ground. And also, just before we look at here, I've read that Miuras were not sold with wing mirrors or any type of door mirror, so I'm guessing this must be a later edition.
Well, the door mirrors are fitted on all different places on Miuras, so that's probably correct.
Yeah.
Some are on the bonnet clam, some are on the door, some don't have them, some have them both sides, some have them one side.
So this is just the one side here?
Yeah.
Wow. So you can see that's a very race car lightweight construction. Now the weight distribution of these is about 45-55, I believe, and you can see what Lamborghini have done to try and get some weight over the front, because quite iconically the front has a tendency to lighten at high speeds, the shape of the front and all the weight being in the middle. So you can see they put the spare tyre here. You can actually see there's a very slight moulding in the interior. There's just a little bulge, which means the spare tyre can go back even further. Battery straight up front and centre. Is the fuel tank also
Fuel
underneath?
tank's under there, yeah.
Fuel tank under there. Super lightweight tubular construction. Fans and rad at the front there. Wow. And you reckon fairly simple electrics on
Very
this
simple
car?
electrics,
Despite being a very high-end car, it's still 60s technology, I guess. And you got the air horns as well there.
Yep.
Roadmaster air horns. Very Italian.
And the anti-fire system,
Oh, right. Oh, yes.
because they're prone to catching fire.
I've heard a bit of a reputation with its sort of fuel from the car spitting out or something, yeah. Yeah, you would not want that to happen. So it's just that one cord there stopping the front from going forward, so you put all your faith in that. It's a bit of a windy day, so if you want you can, put that down, because I understand it is about 13 or 40 mile per hour winds today. And then we can see the beautiful frontal shape of the Miura. So I believe to get to the fuel filler, isn't it under here? Is it? I can't remember which. Yeah, on that side. Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. Because I remember I watched a video when I was trying to learn a bit about them, so I don't sound like an idiot. And that one was over there, but that was a left-hand drive car, so that sort of makes sense, really. So this car has been almost all over the world, really, almost all around the world. These are those wonderful lamps that will come up like that. Wow, yeah. Just a wicked looking car, but I think you guys really want to see what this is like on the open road. So without any further ado, let's fire up the Miura. Right everyone, well this is a YouTube pinch yourself moment. Here we are. In what year is this car, this Miura?
1970.
1970 Lamborghini Miura. Whoa. So this is a P400S, I believe. Miura S.
P400S.
Okay, yeah. Wow. That feels and sounds very healthy. So the S, I believe, was about 370 brake horsepower. I think it was roughly that.
Very good question. I'm not very good at horsepowers.
I did a bit of research before.
Not the fastest car in the world, but it was in the day.
Yes. Whoa. Yeah, it was the fastest production car of its day. Oh wow. tunnel runs in a Miura, that can't get old. So you've got this beautiful 5-speed gated manual gearbox, got the lockout so you don't think there's a 6th gear, because you would not want to do that. Now, I remember you saying at the compliment car meet, it's agricultural to drive.
Very agricultural. It was born from a tractor.
Yeah. It's just the noise though, isn't it?
It's a great engine.
Yeah. A very compact car actually, yeah.
They were for the day. They were, back in the day, cars were a lot smaller than they are now.
Well, this was really one of the first performance road cars to have a mid-engine. Before this, it was all, 250 Ferraris with, well, obviously magnificent cars, but V12 up front. Whereas this is just behind us there. Got this beautiful red interior. More than enough space, really. I know this car is an absolute beast, but it feels surprisingly manageable even on a small country road like this.
It's a very easy car to drive. So you can give it the berries, or you can drive it relatively sedately. It's very, 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 very good.
So on your left we've got that gorgeous Jaeger Taco. I believe these rev to about 8, although there's no red line interestingly on a Miura.
No red line.
But it will not get to the 10. The Miura was famous for having a light front end because of the shape of the front end, and with the fuel tank there as well. I suppose if you haven't got a full tank, people reckon they could get a bit light on the front end.
Yeah.
At 140 plus, so I'm no Miura expert, but I'd say under 140 seems about right for today.
I always say about these cars, it's not how fast you get there, it's the style in which you do it.
Oh yeah. I mean, this must be the most eye-catching car. To people who know nothing about cars even, you must just see this drive past and think, wow.
It does get a lot of looks when it's out and about.
Much mileage in this Miura? Do you get around in it?
It's done a few miles. I think I bought it at 13,000 miles. I've now done 23,000 in it, so
oh wow,
10,000 miles in it.
How long have you had this car?
9 years.
I mean, it's not just engine noise, it's gear whine, it's intake, it's exhaust, it's just a symphony, of different noises. It's just brilliant. punch, this car. That's a great bit of road. You could really test this car on that. Exciting car to be in. Can't imagine what this must have been like in the late 60s when these cars came out. I mean, you're in your, I don't know, Maserati or Jaguar XK thinking you've done quite well for yourself, and then this just flies past. It's just on another level. A lot of people reckon this was the first proper supercar, and all the supercars today follow this format of mid-engine. So what's it like driving a Miura poodling through town?
Very, very straightforward. Yeah, it's very easy. Let's poodle.
Yeah, I mean, sitting in traffic in this car, it must feel pretty cool.
You do feel pretty cool.
They've got all these
people like to see it.
Beautiful gauges here, and you notice how they're tilted and angled towards the driver. It's very much meant to be a driver's car, this one. And Yeah, I've got this handle here if I need to hold on for dear life as well. This red and black interior is stunning, isn't it? I suppose for its day the Miura would have been quite a wide car, but maybe now it's sort of not too crazy.
Quite tiny.
Yeah. I was trying to get the shot of the reflection in the window, but we're too low for it. I think this is only just higher than a GT40 Ford, so it's a very low slung car. Very comfortable around town. Even I thought it'd be so highly strung, you know, and it'd just be wanting to go.
Very smooth.
Very smooth, yeah. Of course, floor hinged pedals. And you have to be very careful with gears in the Miura, because I've read that is this one of the cars where the oil is the engine and the gearbox?
Yeah, all on some. Yes. The gearbox and all of the engines in one place.
So I guess you have to be very careful, you know, not to crunch any gears, because you're very reliant on filtration if any sort of micro bits of metal were to get into the engine. And
changing the oil regularly.
Yeah. How often do you change oil on this one?
Oh, every 2,000 or 3,000 miles. Yeah. Or every year. Yeah. We do that many miles in it. Got a few roads closed today, haven't we? Not going to go down there again.
We don't need another Miura 3-point turn. Right everyone, well I hope you enjoyed today's absolutely phenomenal video. It was an absolute joy to go out with Roger. Once again, a huge thanks for letting me have a go at his just phenomenal Lamborghini Miura. We're crashing down back to earth in the Volkswagen Fox, but do let me know what you thought of that. A sensational experience, and yeah, just a brilliant video, and I hope you all really enjoyed it. But that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.